I always thought my life would be perfect. I'd live in a small suburb in California and commute to the city for work. My wife would be Hispanic with long curly brown hair and the perfect figure, and she'd hum little Spanish songs while she made breakfast. We'd have 3 beautiful kids, Gabriel and Alexander, twin boys, and then a girl, Lucinda. When I'd come home from work, she'd greet me with hugs and stories. Daddy, look what I learned. Papa, my recital was on Friday. Papa, can you check my homework? I would have been a great dad. And every morning, my wife and I would have Colombian coffee, and we'd sit and watch the sunrise until the kids got up for school, and we'd sit around the table and eat a big, massive breakfast. It would have been great, I told him, recalling my childhood dream. Any regrets? He asked nervously, knowing that he was the reason I'd given up on that. I looked around our small New York apartment where we lay, my head comfortably rested on his chest, and I considered for a moment the life I always thought I'd have. Then I raised my head to look into his beautiful brown eyes, touched his unshaven cheek, and kissed him softly. Not one, I said. My name is Sean Victor Williams. My first name is actually Victor. My middle name is LaShawn, but no one wants to be LaShawn. I haven't gone by Victor for like 5 or 6 years now. I'm named after my dad, and we don't get along very well. I've never liked the name. I don't feel like a Victor, and I definitely don't feel like him at all. So Sean was just kind of the next best thing. I like long walks on the beach and reading books and boys and puppies. When I first told my mom, she was super upset. She cried for like 3 days and didn't speak to me. But like I said, that was when I was 16. I'm 23 now, so our relationship's a lot better. And she asked me about, like, she thinks that I'm dating every boy that I talk to. Like, if I mention a name, I'll be like, oh, I'm going out with Tim, who's one of my straight friends, and we've been friends for years, but she insists that I'm dating this boy. I always think of this. I could not lay across the bed like that.
I thought you slept in the bed.
I was like in a corner though.
He said he had a problem with who he was, is what he told me. And then I said, what do you mean by that? And he says, well, I think I may like boys. And I'm like, you may like boys? And he said, yeah. So we kind of brushed it off when he first said it because he said he wasn't sure. And when he finally did come out, he told us that he did like boys. I cried a lot. I didn't eat for about a week. Didn't sleep for about a week. But it wasn't nothing against him. I only judged him on the fact that he liked men. So I thought I had did something wrong. So I tried to figure out, what did I do wrong? Because I didn't want people to mistreat him.
My sister was she's 4 years younger than me, and she's like my best friend. And she was 16 when I came out, so she was 12. So she really didn't know any better, you know. I mean, what do you know when you're 12? So she was just like, okay, do you want to go outside and ride bikes now? Like, whatever. My dad and I still don't talk about it, ever. We don't really talk a whole lot, but we definitely don't talk about that if ever we are talking. It's like generic, what's happening in the news, or what sound my car is making, can you potentially fix that for me, or did my mail come? To keep it to those topics. I just recently came out to a guy at work. I'm out at work. Everybody knows. I'm not trying to hide it in any kind of way. I mean, you can tell, you hear me speaking. But he didn't know, and I worked there for 8 months, and we talk constantly. He's always talking to me about nonsense, just shooting the shit, and he just found out, and he is having the worst reaction. Like, he found out maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've spoken to him twice since then, and usually we speak every day, a couple times a day, but he doesn't know how to deal. He was my best friend 6th grade through like sophomore year pretty much, and he was straight. And right around 8th grade is when I like really, the feelings started to like super kick in. Like, I knew beforehand, but like then it was one of those things that it was constantly in my head, because you start to hit puberty, you know, and all boys can think about is the girls, and I'm at that age when all I can think about is the other guys. And I said something to him one day once we were at the mall, and I was like, you know, I think I might be gay, and he flipped out on me. He was, "You're not gay, don't fucking say that," and he lost his mind. And because of it, I didn't say anything else to anyone else for like 2 years, I think. We actually are not friends to this day. He could not deal with it. I think that I would have preferred to have lived in a bigger kind of city than just Northwest Indiana, especially dealing with being gay, because there wasn't a whole lot to look at, you know what I mean? It was just me. Like, there aren't any ads or any other gay people. Like, in my high school, I was one of 20 that I was aware of, and I was only one of like 5 or 6 who were actually out. And I think being in Chicago and being able to see like Pride, and you know, they have like Boys Town, and even outside of that, it's okay for you to walk around and hold your boyfriend's hand and feel comfortable with that. And I just think that would have been good for me to be able to see growing up. You know, you need that.